Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Rox and welcome back to a brand new video. And this video is a Project Infinity review. I've made a couple of these, but they have updated the cheat now, so this will be another review on their cheat. Now, if you guys do end up buying the cheat, you can use my code ROX for 10% off, which basically helps me out. And I get that 10% commission, but you guys also get a 10% discount. And if you guys do want my config for the cheat, just hit me up on my Discord server, which will be linked down below, and I'll go ahead and give it to you guys for free. Anyway, boys, without wasting more time, let's hop into the video. Alright, so once you have indeed downloaded their menu or loader, whatever you want to call it, all you guys gotta do is log in with the details that you used to make your account on their website. Once you have typed your details in, you click on the login button, and you'll have two different options here, the free cheat and the premium cheat. You will go ahead and press on the premium cheat, and you will go ahead and hit inject. Once you do hit inject, it will load and you'll say finalizing whatever the fuck injection. You just go ahead and wait, and it'll give you this pop-up telling you please start CSGO after closing this message. Press OK. Now you can start CSGO. Alright, so the first tab we do have is visuals tab, and in here we get removals, field of view, third person, hand jams, weapon jams, biolog, hit markers, spectators, crosshair, damage info, and bullet point. Honestly, I don't even know what bullet point does, but hopefully some of you know that. So we got the classic removals: disable flashbang, disable smokes, view punch, remove scope, disable post processing. This can actually help with FPS. You see, if I disable it, it looks like this, and if I do enable it, it looks like this. So it can actually help with FPS problems. And then you have enable sky texture coloring and enable world texture coloring. And if you're wondering how I am changing my skybox, this is how. Basically you can choose from here obviously how you want your skybox to be. As you can see, if I just enable that, you can change it to be embassy or whatever. But if you want to be to a specific color, you can always just go ahead and click this little, I'm just going to choose one, click this little paint shit over here. Once you do click that, you go to this removals tab, and you'll see sky texture color. You can change this to whatever you really want, and the world texture color. So if you want dark mode, you can basically go to the darker side. For example, maybe we can go down here. Let me just see here. For example, you can go to dark. This is pretty much night mode. You can choose however much night mode you want. I'll prefer somewhere maybe around here maybe. And then for sky touch coloring, you need to enable that, which is probably enabled, but you need to do it off. And then we need to go to this. You need to set this to whatever you want. For example, let's set this to like blue. I want it in color blue. You can set to that, and that's pretty much it. And then we have hand jams. You can switch around with that. Lit, flat, wireframe, that's drawing type, and you can switch around with this, whatever. I don't like hand jams, I prefer my own hands. Normal gloves, whatever. Weapon jams is the same thing, but this time with the weapon. For example, you can, as you can see, like, yeah, in my opinion, looks like shit. So but if you want to use it, go ahead. Draw a crosshair. Basically, it'll draw a crosshair for you. Draw a crosshair, you enable this, and then you need to choose which kind of you want. For example, static, and it'll give you a static crosshair right there. But I have my own crosshair, so I don't prefer using that. Damage info, it'll show you every damage info, potential, all that good stuff. Bullet point, I don't even know what that is. Field of view, you got the classic field of view, whatever. You can switch around how you want to look. Enable third person view, and you will be in third person, as you can see. Maybe you want to HVH, which I don't recommend doing it with this. I mean, it has HVH features like a spin bot and shit like that. It's not bad, but I mean, it's not the best either, so we'll do it. Jag vet inte. Är inte det på bordet där borta? And then you have the buy log, which will show you like what everyone buys, I suppose. You have window option here. You can choose your settings over here, and I do not want to do that because it's probably annoying as fuck. Spectators, tell you if someone is spectating you, obviously, and you have the settings for that. So yeah, that was it for the visuals tab. And of course, if you press this bucket here, you can switch these settings for all of the settings. The paint settings, which color you want them to be, it's done in this little paint shit over here. Alright, let's move on to the players tab. So we got main enabled. Basically, this is gonna enable the ESP functions and everything like that. So you press this, and then for my own settings, I do use bot in-game radar, and I use chams with drawing type flat. If you want to play with visible only, you guys gotta disable this, and then you gotta disable draw bones. draw weapon, and you can disable draw health. And basically you have champs only. If you want to change the color of the champs, you press on this paint bucket once again, you go to champs and you go to champs visible, and you can switch around with this. For example, I can do it to green, I can make it whatever I really want. I'm gonna keep it at this color since I like this color. But you get boxes which will make a box around it. You can change the line, width, height, whatever. You can change everything like that. In-game radar, basically tell you what everyone is on the radar. Draw glow, ugly as fuck, reminds me of a free cheat whenever I see this radar, so I never use that. Draw champs, of course you have the classic, but if you do want to use it through wall, you can switch around with this to flat or lit or whatever you really want. So this is optional to you. You can set color by health, you can also do that. So if they're full health, if I shoot them like 3 times, as you can see, the color will change. That's that. And you have draw bones, basically draw skeleton, that's what it means. Let me just switch around with this over here. So you can move that. Draw thickness, how thick you want them to be. Basically kind of sounded a bit weird there, how thick you want them to be. But name, I usually do use this. Health, it's a health bar. Percentage as well. Kevlar, to have any Kevlar there. Weapon, and you got the classic shit, you know, ammo, rank, if it will show you every rank. Draw wins, draw money, all that good stuff. And of course you can change the colors for absolutely everything in this little paint thing over here. In the weapons tab we don't have anything special, we just have draw boxes. You know, it'll just tell you if there's a weapon dropped, so you can draw a glow or anything like that if you want to. And the same thing with grenades and bomb and diffuser. Alright, now for the aimbot tab, this is where the magic happens. Basically you put your aimbot key to whatever you really want. Or you can do always, basically it shoot always, or you can enable auto shoot, enable the aimbot, backtracking, always target the last record, and then you can choose here who you want to target. Of course you want to target your enemies. You can choose the hitboxes, of course. I mean, it's the classic stuff, you know. Aiming method, I use perfect silent, but it's obvious as fuck, so I wouldn't recommend using perfect silent for legit cheating. Maybe if you have a low FOV, yeah, but misc, you have auto stop, auto scope, and auto crowd. Pretty much it for the aimbot. Of course you have the trigger bot in this other page, and you can switch around with this like settings, change your trigger key, you can choose all the good stuff, normal trigger settings. Now for the inventory changer, let me just go ahead and show you guys how this works. Let's go and open up my inventory really quickly. Let's go down here, this all the skins. Okay, so let's say I would like a let's say I would like a gut knife autotronic. All I gotta do is choose that. If you want stat track, enable that. You will choose how many like kills you want on the stat track, but I'm not going to use any stat track. You can add the item. Once you do that, boom, you will get a new message right here that you have a new knife basically. And let's just go and find that knife, which will be pretty hard, hopefully not. I don't know where it is. There you are. Okay, so there it is. How stupid wasn't I? Okay, so there's a knife. Basically you right click it, click on replace for both teams, and boom, you have the knife. So if you go back into game, you will have the knife. As you can obviously see, there's my AK. Everything works. Of course, if you want to disable all the skins, you hit this check thing, and boom, everything will be disabled in your inventory. And then you have the classic mix tab, which will have auto accept. You should always use this. Rank reveal, basically if you hold this, it will show you everyone's ranks if you're in a competitive game. Bunny hop, auto strafe, of course you have the auto pistol. If you don't know what auto pistol does, you basically, let me just get a pistol here. You basically hold in your left mouse and it'll just shoot for you, so you don't have to click the mouse multiple times. And you have force inventory access. Basically if you're in a competitive game, it will not allow you to access your inventory, so, and if you check this, it will let you do that. That's pretty good. Backtracking, you can switch around with that. Backtracking, visible, whatever. And then you have backtracking, and you can switch around with this. I don't even know what half of this stuff even does, but yeah, let's go to anti-aim. What the fuck did I even say that? But this is some rage shit. No idea what that is, but yeah, you have these settings. For you HVHers, I don't know if this is good or not, but yeah, that's that. And you have the config tab, skin config, and weapon configs. And then also settings, you can also choose to draw a watermark, you can choose to enable weapon configs, and you can also hide all the visuals. For example, if you're live streaming and you don't want anyone to know that you're cheating, I mean that you have ESP hacks on, you can basically just enable this, and now no one in OBS, I mean if you're streaming, will be able to see that. But since I have OBS running, I think you guys should be able to see that because I'm not using game capture, so you guys will be still able to see that. And you can switch around with your menu key and toggle stream save. So this is one of my favorite cheats. Honestly, I'm not even saying this because they paid me to do the video, but so yeah boys, that was it for the video guys. If you guys did enjoy it, please hit the like and subscribe button and drop a nice comment. Anyway boys, my name is Rox and I'm out.